Hello and welcome to the Hugh Hat-Trick Show. I do hope you're well and having a fantastic week. And I'm here to tell you the latest Formula 1 news, a roundup of the main Formula 1 news of the week after the Chinese Grand Prix. And I think it was actually a pretty good race. I was very happy with the results. Good to see Antonelli win his first ever race and Russell second and Hamilton third. And it was great to see the Ferraris not too far away from the Mercedes as well. But there's been some big news, so let's get started. And if you like what you see, please consider adding a like and subscribing to the channel. Let's get started. Now, here's a bit of Formula 1 trivia for you. Which 15 drivers can you name that are Italian? Now, we've just had one with Kimi Antonelli winning in China, but what were the other drivers? I'll put the pictures up on the video so that you can see them now. Can you name them? Now, more Formula 1 news. The F1 teams agree that qualifying is a priority in the regulation review, but they are happy with the races. Now, the team principals are praising the spectacle so far, but the lift and coast technique during flying laps is prompting calls for a possible change. Formula 1's team principals have met to review findings from the Australian and Chinese Grand Prix weekends as the championship's new regulations remain under scrutiny. According to reports, all present agreed that the races were of a high standard in terms of on-track action and were happy with the response from the public and fans, and thus not currently a cause for concern. Any necessary adjustments will be assessed without haste, eliminating the risk of a knee-jerk reaction creating further problems. But qualifying is being pinpointed as a priority for review, with no shortage of criticism in both Melbourne and Shanghai, as drivers are currently forced to use the lift and coast technique even during their fast lap, the very moment when the cars and drivers are at their most potent. The aim is to assess measures that will allow a return to flat-out flying laps without the need for any management. Teams and drivers will be involved in addressing the issue. And with the latter being called upon to make a significant contribution. The ball will then be in the FIA's court, which will be tasked with devising solutions to be brought back to the negotiating table. Therefore, nothing will change ahead of the Suzuka weekend. The break in the calendar, caused by the cancellation of the Bahrain and Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, will provide the necessary time to assess any adjustments without urgency, given that F1 will return to the track in Miami on the first weekend in May. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the big break. What are you going to be doing when Formula 1 is not on after the cancellation of Bahrain and Saudi Arabia? I have to say, it's going to be a bit strange having a month off when the season has only just started. It's a pity we couldn't have had another race in between, but there's just no way that they're going to be able to do it. So what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be watching other types of racing formats? Are you going to be GT3 or perhaps touring cars, because they start in April time in Britain, certainly the British Touring Car Championship? Let us know. And if you like what you see and would like to keep up to date, make sure to like and subscribe. Now, our second headline is that Max Verstappen has claimed a pole position in a Mercedes-Benz. That's right, not in his Ford Red Bull F1 car, because this weekend, he's actually driving at the Nürburgring 24-hour race, and he qualified on pole nearly 2 seconds clear of the pack, while a late session chaos left the rest of the field scrambling. He's in a lovely Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3 car. It's even got Gran Turismo sponsorship there on the front, as you can see on the video, and if you're listening on the podcast. But what a driver, to be able to drive Formula 1 and then into a GT3 car and then just go and get pole position. So, as they're saying, he hasn't just returned to the green hell, he's currently owning it. In a qualifying session defined by the lengthy interruptions and tactical gambles, the four-time Formula 1 champion delivered a masterclass behind the wheel of the number 3 Winwood Racing Mercedes AMG GT3 that he shares with Daniel Giacondelli and Jules Gounon. His pole-setting lap time was a 7 minutes 51.751, and that left seasoned Northlife veteran Christopher Haas, who was in the Scherer Sport PSX Audi, trailing by 1.974 seconds. It's the equivalent of half a second gap to the field on a standard 5-kilometre circuit. And Verstappen's flyer came during a 20-minute green flag window, with much of the qualifying session plagued by neutralisations. The Dutchman nailed his timing and delivered a strong lap. Let me know in the comments what you think of Verstappen's performance. He is certainly showing that he can master any kind of championship car that he puts his hand into. What a performance that was.